This is the last time I'm pruning this dwarf pomegranate bonsai this year. After today I'm done. No more cuts until spring. The window is closing and from here on the tree needs to focus on storing energy for winter. You can see it's very bushy and overgrown. So today is the final shaping session of this season on this dwarf pomegranate. Let's get into it. So, as usual, I'm just gonna make a pre-pruning. I'm not gonna prune straight away at the final length. So I'm just going to shorten the branches, and that little by little I'll be closing in. So we have better control and it will be easier. And now we can close up, close in and see what's going on here. So as usual, the lower branches need to be let longer, okay? Because the growing dominance of any bonsai tree or any tree is towards the top. So prune heavily on the top and less heavy near the bottom. Just gonna take these huge long stems. This tree grows like crazy in the growing season, especially in the spring. It is a flowering and fruiting tree. It just made pomegranates. It makes some smaller ones. Of course, indoors it's pretty tricky, but this is not quite an indoor tree. I usually grow indoor trees, but this can be grown indoors with ease. It just needs to be wintered, but it does not withstand very cold winters, so it needs to be protected. Ideally, you can grow it indoors if you have like a cold balcony or a garage or something like that, because in smaller pots it can be damaged easily by the frost. I'm just gonna prune off this little branch here that's growing towards the inside in order to clean up the canopy more and more and more. Let's take this back also like this. Let's prune this leaf off so we can start to see the structure within. Clip the tips, heavy on the tips, because it will ramify more and more and more as you prune it. I kind of like this tree. I've been working on it since the past 2 years and I'm liking it. The past winter this wasn't winterized properly, so it was too hot, and yeah, it dropped its leaves because it's gonna do that, and it needs to do that in order to take a break, because it is a deciduous tree. It grows in warmer climates, but it still needs that winter break, so be careful about that. It survived without any problems, but if it doesn't winter properly, it won't make flowers and subsequently fruits. So it didn't make any flowers this year, but I'm gonna take a lot more care this winter. I'm thinking about this branch right here. It's getting quite long, and if I take it out, I think I'm gonna take it out. Yeah, this is way better. This is way better because now I can do some like paddings. A pad here, kind of pad here, kind of pad here, and an overall dome shape on this tree. Let's prune this off also. And I've just seen something towards the back. Oh, I got a long one here, but I don't know about it. Let's just prune it off so we can further compact the tree. This is looking pretty cool. So this is about it with this tree. I will need to put some wires, but I'm gonna do that in the winter, of course, after the leaves will be gone, and that will be a lot easier. And now another plant. So this has a very long tip right here, and we're gonna prune it a little bit. So let's get into it straight away. This is a lot more easy to prune. I'll need to put wires. I'll need to put wires on this branch. But for now, I'm just gonna prune the tips here. I'm gonna let this grow a lot more free and just prune the tips on the top heavy as usual. Let's see here. I'm looking for buds, for a pair of buds or more, and I'm just pruning them, pruning the branches away. No, I'm gonna let that grow a little bit longer. This also a little bit longer. Okay, now this is looking pretty cool, pretty neat. And now I got a big decision to make. I can let this grow freely towards the top. If I let that grow free, my trunk will thicken up. Always leave a sacrificial branch at the top, at the apex, if you want to thicken up this trunk. But you know what? I don't think I'm gonna do that because there's a tricky part here. There's a risk here. This branch at the top will thicken up quite heavy. So I can make this as a small bonsai tree, and I can plant it in a quite nice little pot. Let's see here, kind of like, I don't know, let's see, kind of like this, you know. And if I place it inside a small pot like this, it will be fine. But you know, decisions. You know what? I think I'm gonna let it grow maybe another month or so and just leave it as it is. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. I can prune it off a little bit, just like that, okay, and let it be. And of course I got a third plant here. I told you I like them a lot. And that's all, I promise you. This is not a great plant, but we'll see what we will do about it. And let's prune it off here and here, and towards the top, heavy as usual, here too. It's quite bushy. But you need to make them bushier. This is a very easy to shape bonsai tree. You can even play with it without wires. But it's always better to wire them, because if you just do directional prunings, let's take this this bigger tool here. If you just do directional prunings, you're just at the mercy of what the tree wants to do, and not what you want it to do. So it's always better for you to wire the tree. Okay, and it's a nice little bush here. So the problem here was that the apex dried out and died. I think it was too cold. I don't know, about 2 winters ago or 1 winter ago, I can't remember, but I just pruned that off because it was dry, and now my plant does this. Can see? It's like a 90-degree angle, and I don't know, we'll have to find a way to fix that. Maybe I can put some very thick wires and just Yeah, I can try this right now. Yeah, let's try it. Let's try it. Why not? We're gonna take a very, very thick wire, a 3 mm wire, and we're gonna just try to see if we can make this work out. Always when you're shaping bonsai trees, you need to take care of these problems. You don't want straight angles like this, a 90-degree angle, it's bad. You want asymmetry, not symmetry. Okay, I'm gonna just push this hard towards the bottom and just start to wire this in. It's a little harder because it has leaves on it, and also it's a pretty thick wire, and let's hope the trunk will not break. Okay, this is about it. So let's cut the excess off, the excess wire off, like that, and whoo, wish me luck. Hold it very tight in place, and I can just start to pull it like this. And I don't know, I kind of fixed the problem. So this is way better now, way better. You can see now it's starting to look like a tree and not that very ugly bent shape in a like in a straight angle. It's way better. I'm gonna leave it like this maybe until next year. It doesn't grow that fast, so the wires will not dig in that fast, and we're good to go. And please go buy a dwarf jade. They're starting to be trendy. Until I think 2 years ago they were pretty unknown, but now they're starting a trend, and they're very easy to shape as a beginner. As I'm talking to you, I've noticed this long apex here, this long branch here. It's very straight and it's got like this size and absolutely no bud on it. So I'm tempted to remove it, and I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna remove this branch here, this inside branch, and there I go. My tree is now way smaller, but you know what, it's gonna be a lot better like this. So thank you very much, and see you in the next one.